Welcome to the iconic Lakeside, the home of World Darts for the 2023 CT1 WDF World Championships. It has been heating up here all week and we are ready for quarter-finals day. I'm Jo Ankia and I am joined by the lovely Scott Mitchell, 2015 World Champion. Yes, of course, that's how we're hearing all about you, your pedigree. You're going to be helping guide me through some expert analysis all weekend. Thank you for joining us. First of all, how have you been enjoying the tournament so far this week?
I think, early doors, the tournament took a time to get going. We had a lot of debutants that had not been on the stage before. You could see some of them were pretty nervous. But as the week's now gone on, people have played 2 or 3 games. The regulars that have been here before are starting to come through with a couple of debutants. It makes it all very interesting.
Excellent. And of course, we have our reigning champions back in the quarterfinals. Again, Neil Duff, Bo Greaves. How have they looked so far this week?
Well, both have looked really good. Neil Duff was really put under pressure last night and came through it lovely. And I think Bo is just being Bo. She's just very blasé about everything, and it's just a game of darts. And I think as long as she keeps it that way in her head, she's going to be very dangerous to beat.
Absolutely. She's been on incredible form this year. Also this week, as you mentioned, there have been a few newbies. Any surprises that have made it through to these quarterfinals? And we'll go through that quarterfinal draw in just a moment.
For me, Johnny Tata has been the surprise. He's really come here with nobody not knowing a great deal about him. Yes, he did really well and beat Peter Wright in the World Series of the PDC Down Under. But having to travel all this distance and still performing like that, it's much more difficult for those guys, and I've been really impressed with how he's played.
Excellent. Okay, so let's take you through that quarter-final draw. Let's first take a look at the women that have made it through to the final 8. We started with 24 women, of course. Bo Greaves against Paula Murphy, Dita Hedman against Rhian O'Sullivan, Eileen de Graaf against Lorraine Winstanley, Lisa Ashton against Kirsty Hutchinson, and that will be our final 8 on the women's side. Moving on to the men's quarterfinals, we have Andy Barton's a favourite there, going up against Johnny Tata of New Zealand, Dennis Nielsen against Wesley Plazier, and they'll be up first this afternoon. Neil Duff, our reigning champion, against Chris Landman, and another former champion, Jelle Klaassen, against Leonard Gates. So, a very strong-looking set of quarterfinals. How do you think the field this year, going into this final 8, compares, starting with the women's side, compared to last time? We know the field has had 24 women this year, now down to 8. How does the quality look to you?
I think the quality has shone through, and I think we've seen some new women that we wouldn't have known about. Nicole from New Zealand was just absolutely superb and unlucky not to have made the quarterfinals. So we're finding those new women from around the world, and that's the difference in giving them the chance here so that they can come back, get the taste for it, and then entertain us some more.
Indeed, and a little look against our first matchup. Dita Hedman against Rhian O'Sullivan. Well, both of them have been doing incredibly well over the last year. Dita won the Scottish Open, the Danish Open, but Rhian, this will be her 5th consecutive quarterfinals. How does this matchup look to you?
Well, I actually tipped Rhian as an outsider to win it, because everybody was saying Bo at the start of the week. I tipped her at the draw a month ago that she could win it. I've been England captain alongside Dita when she was captain, so a very difficult one for me to call. 2 ladies I really get on with. My head says that Rhian will win it, but my heart says I want Dita to win it, so I'm really sat on the fence.
Excellent. Well, it's time to head over for that first match of the day. I will hand down to your MC, Anthony Dindas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to quarterfinals day here at the CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship. We begin with our first ladies quarterfinal at the home of World Darts. This is Lakeside. We welcome to the stage a twice Lakeside World Championship finalist, the reigning Denmark Masters and Swiss Open champion from Wales, Rhian O'Sullivan. We now welcome to the stage a 3-time Lakeside World Championship finalist, the 7-time and reigning Scottish Open champion from England, the Heart of Darts, Dita Hedman!
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to the quarterfinals of the WDF World Championship. This is where it starts to get very, very serious. Dita Hedman and Rhiannon O'Sullivan, two very experienced darts players. The Heart of Darts, Dita, has been at the heart of ladies' darts for over 30 years now. She is a 3-time finalist here on the Lakeside stage. She is yet to pick up that much coveted crown. She's won virtually everything else in the game. This is what she wants. She was pushed all the way by Aletta Via in her second round encounter, winning by 2-1. She's up today against Rhiannon O'Sullivan, who's been in excellent form for quite a few years now. Another former finalist of this tournament. She achieved the second highest average in the ladies' game by dispatching Suzanne Smith 2-0. It is a clash between seed number 4 and seed number 5 for the right to face either the hot favourite Bo Greaves or the American outsider Paula Murphy. My name's Dan McCarthy, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined in the commentary box by the 2015 World Champion. Scott Mitchell, you've got to this stage of the competition no less than 4 times. What's going through a player's mind at this stage?
Well, you start to smell the final. You're that close that you start to smell it, but the minute you think of it, you know, you start stopping yourself. You've got to be so careful. So, you know, you feel like you're in the tournament now. You feel like you know exactly what you're playing like here. You know what your opponent's playing like here because you've been doing a bit of statistician and stuff with it. It's just a case of now concentrating on you and getting your best game out there on the day and hoping that that's enough.
It will be Dita to get us underway with those very wobbly darts. A unique setup that the 64-year-old has got. Amazing longevity in darts. She's still going, and she's certainly got no appetite to give up just yet.
60.
No, absolutely. And like I said at the top of the show, I actually tipped Rhiannon as an outside bet, but she's not really an outside bet at all. She has been superb over the last 10 years. And, yeah, she has a real good chance here to be a thorn in Dita's side. She really does.
Two players who are very familiar with each other's games. It's the 17th time they've played. 3 times this year, and one of them was in the final of the Scottish Open, won by Dita. Tight contest, winning 5-4. But this is a completely different equation.
$65.
It's being able to control things early doors and making sure that you do the right thing and you stay straight and you don't do anything to give away an easy leg. That's the secret in the quarterfinals. You want to start fairly well. Even if you lose the leg, you want to be right there with them.
Yeah, you'd always say that the last leg that wins you a game is the most important leg in a game of darts, but the second most important is probably the first. You need to come out of the blocks very, very quickly.
Well, it's the problem with the game in general is that negativity can creep into a game of darts far quicker than positivity will. That is the biggest hang-up with the game.
Dieter threatening the first max.
135.
Looks like she's found a range. It was a slow start from Dieter Hedman, and Rhiannon O'Sullivan in the box seat to maybe break the throw. Another 2 treble visit.
And the crowd that we have there, they're into this already. First leg, they're well into it.
$60. Rhiannon requires 77.
Double 10. And that is a terrific start from Rhiannon O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it really settles her down, and it's a really good breaker throw. That is Rhiannon's absolute. The bit that she does, but as well as any lady, is that she finishes nice and quickly. It's not often you see her sat there on a double forever and ever. She is a good sort of mid-range shooter, we call that. Anywhere between 60 and 80, she's right on it.
Well, she wasn't too far away from 50% on the outer ring in her match against Suzanne Smith. It was a professional performance. Suzanne's had a few issues with her technique, but Rhiannon didn't kind of get dragged down. She just went up, played her darts, and averaged 85.
$43. 60.
Very proud Welsh woman, as you can clearly see with the flights. It's a good time for Welsh darts.
Yeah, I played against, well, been in the same room as her in many an international meeting in the last, well, I've been playing international now since 2008 or 2009, so yeah.
60.
Watched her rise through. She's just such a good player, and it's, you know, I said it's kind of her time now. She's been around a bit in darting terms, and she knows what it's all about now, and it's her time. You have to do the donkey work to become the show pony, and you know, it's her time to be the show pony.
63.
Fortunate bounce out.
Yeah, I went under on the blocks on our rather extravagant stage that we have here. Our stage is also as iconic as the venue is, I think.
$97. Rhiannon require 112.
Some pressure applied. This can still go. Treble 19 leaves the bullseye. Wrong side of the wire. Rhiannon had to have a second look there.
44. Dieter, you require 140. $100.
Good pressure asserted there from Dieter.
68.
Oh, 2 darts at double 4. And just as we were saying before, she's so good in that bracket. And her finishing, like you say, superb. 2 out of 2. I would say she's settled down.
Absolutely. Dream start for Rhiannon O'Sullivan. Well, she hasn't been around quite as long as Dieter Hedman. She's also been winning titles for 3 decades now. The noughties, the 2010s, and still going strong in the year 2023.
41.
3 titles won this year.
This can only be the Lakeside. I think we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on one table, sat next to the Peaky Blinders on 2 tables over. It's
60.
Yeah.
An extravagant array of costumes.
Only at the darts, mate. It's only at the darts.
100.
And a crowd-pleasing walk-on from Dieter Hedman as well. But she won't be feeling quite as jovial because she struggled to get going against Rian.
It's always hard when you go up there and you know you're expecting a tough game, and sometimes you can overthink. There's the draws. And yeah, you can overthink sometimes what your opponent's going to do and stop yourself.
140.
We are still going to first to 2 sets in the ladies' draw until the semi-finals, but there will be a break after the first set, so chance for both players to gather their thoughts, have a few minutes off the stage and recompose.
26.
And that's something I think Dieter's going to want a lot more than Rian.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're sat in Rian's position right now, you do not want to stop. You want to keep going and keep going. And sometimes the breaks can be in your favour and sometimes they work against you. I've been up there thinking, oh, I wish there's a break next. I hope there's a break after this set. And it has happened, and I've managed to claw myself back into the game. And other times you've been in front and going, oh, no, I don't want the break now because somebody else has clawed their way back in on you. So
Rian, you require 120.
Yeah, I always believe that the player in the ascendancy is the one that never wants the break.
50.
Whereas if you are struggling, a break just gives you a chance to go off stage, stops your opponent from throwing more darts. Looked an awkward lie for the treble 20.
42.
that's a Peaky
Rian, you require
Blinders.
70.
Tops. Rian O'Sullivan with an absolutely blinding set of darts. She is certainly not afraid, and why should she be? Absolutely superb, and Dieter Hedman does not know what has hit her. She has got plenty of thinking to do. She is staying on stage. She needs to throw a few extra practice darts, judging by the performance thus far. But it is Rian O'Sullivan who leads by 1-0.
Welcome back. Well, Rhian O'Sullivan absolutely smashing it so far, flying the flag for Wales as she takes that first set. Now, Scott, well, that was really off to a very fast start for Rhian O'Sullivan. What did you notice so far from both of them in the first set?
Well, obviously, Dita's won the bull-up, and she'd have been happier in the back room coming out knowing that she won the bull-up and she had the darts. So really, should have had the advantage of the set. Rhian came down, shot a lovely 77 in that first leg, and that settled her down no end. One dart, a double, a treble 19, everything she wanted to happen. Stole the advantage back immediately, then held her own throw with a lovely 68 shot, and then the right in was on the wall for the set for Dita. She had to find something quickly, but unfortunately the momentum was already with Rhian.
Dita pulled out that triple 19 in the middle, though. We thought maybe there was a chance of a comeback, but it's all Rhian so far. These two have a long history behind them, don't they? 17 times they've played each other, and they were both in that final of the Scottish Open. Dita took that. How much does it look like this could be revenge for Rhian?
Well, that's the way that the game works. We remember the times that we lose to some of these players, and some of the players that beat you don't remember that they beat you, because they don't remember that. So, yes, this is what the darts is about, you know. We don't know what they were doing before they were here. This could be the way that Rhian is thinking. It's revenge, and she wants to get her back for that one.
And, of course, we saw Rhian in the semi-finals last year. She seems to be getting better and better. Do you think that now could be her time?
Like I said, I tipped her as the outside chance to win this, and I firmly believe that, because I think she is getting better, and she is being about the place a bit now. It's not new to her anymore. Like I said, it's time to shine and be the show pony.
OK, thank you, Scott. Well, you're on comms for us as well for this first match, so I'll let you go over and join Dan McCarthy, and we'll take you down to the stage to join MC Anthony Dundas.
Thank you, Joe. Rhian O'Sullivan has played 3 sets of darts in the World Championship so far. She's won all 3 sets. She's won all 9 legs. She has not faced a single dart at a double. She has been utterly dominant a game and a half into her tournament, and she is looking well on course to reach the semi-finals. 4 times she's been here previously, and she's got to that stage 3 of them. The only time she didn't, she lost in the first round to Dita Hedman. But Dita is going to have to pick up her game here if she is to get back to the semi-final stage. It's just been so much in control from Rhian O'Sullivan. She's really asserted herself, Scott.
Yeah, very much so. And when she hit that 77 in the first leg, you know, she didn't have the darts. She stole the darts with that. I say stole the darts. She earned it. She didn't steal it. It was her leg, and that then settles you down. It gives you confidence and the apprehension, the time in your arms start
first
to disappear.
leg, it's Rhian to throw first.
In your head that it's
Game
your
on.
day because everything's going your way. And, you know, fair play to her. She then did the same with the 68 shot, the second leg. And
60.
It's going to be an uphill battle for Dita to get anywhere near that set, to be fair.
First few darts may tell us a lot about what Dita is thinking. She's thinking of mounting a comeback. Not a player who is prone to giving up. You don't win as many titles as she does with that mindset.
And she'd have been in this situation many, many times before, where somebody's came out and absolutely sort of blasted her away. And then you start saying to yourself, well, you're going to have to keep that up because I'm coming with you now, and I'm going to stay with you. And that has to be your attitude with it. You have to say, well, okay, you can continue to play like this, but I'm going to come and try and push you close. And that looks like how
95.
Dita has started this leg and trying to steal it back off of Rhian, because obviously she has the darts in this set.
.44. 60. 83.
Much better from Dieter. First to a finish against the throw.
This is brilliant from O'Sullivan.
130.
Brilliant response.
Dieter, you require 151.
Just like she's saying, go on then, Dieter. You can have this leg, but you're going to have to hit the 151.
$97. Rian, you require 56.
It's tops for Rian O'Sullivan.
36.
It is a rare slip.
Dieter, you require
massive
54.
chance here for Hedman. Massive chance. If she's to get back into this game, you feel this has to go.
Same target. And
In
Dieter
charge
nails
in the
it.
first leg.
She is
Dieter
back in
Hedman.
this game. And Rian O'Sullivan finally
Second leg,
feels
it's
some
Dieter to
resistance.
throw first. Game on.
Good crowd in this afternoon. Probably the biggest afternoon crowd we've had this week.
And the crowds are only going to get bigger as the weekend goes on.
100.
Tomorrow evening, I've been told, is a proper sellout. And there are very limited tickets remaining for Sunday's finals night.
100.
Which is good in itself. It's a new time of year for people to get used to. Everybody's been used to us being here in January, and so a good time, good start.
139.
Come 139. Peaky Blinders approve.
60.
Perhaps she got told by order of the Peaky Blinders to get on with it.
You wouldn't say no to that.
$60. $41. $82.
Switches to leave herself a more favourable 120 finish.
140.
Rian
Dieter, you
O'Sullivan
require
is perched on
120.
Dieter's shoulder.
Right when Dieter walked back and thought, I've got a bit of breathing room here. No way. Rian Sullivan straight back in with 140.
$100. Rian, you require 160.
Here we go. Oh, not to be. Through the second one a bit quick.
82. Dieter, you require 20.
10. Let's go 2 up in this set, the second set.
That offers no guidance.
15.
And
Rian,
it's
you
a big
require
missed chance for
78.
Dieter because Rian, at this level, is a
In
punisher.
charge to the second leg. Rian
77,
O'Sullivan.
68, 70 and 78. 4
Third
setouts
leg is
taken
Rian
with
to
5
throw
at double.
first. Game on.
Phenomenal.
And that does hurt because you've done all the hard work to get yourself 3 darts at the double. And when you miss, and
100.
your opponent just jumps in like that, it really is a dagger to the heart, that one.
$100.
It hasn't stopped Dieter scoring. Now here goes. Rian. It's the confidence that it gives
140.
Rian on a shot like that. That's the thing. It's the confidence it gives your opponent. And they do a nice steal like that one because that one had Dieter's name written all over it. That last leg, but not to beat. How stranger than darts. That's why we all watch it. That's why we all love it.
$60.
What a tantalising tie we could have in the semi-finals, because with all the respect in the world to Paula Murphy, Bo Greaves should come past her. And that would be a huge 62. Test for the teenager. Probably the bottom half of the draw where it looks a little bit more open. But Eileen de Graaf versus Lorraine Winstanley. And four-time champion Lisa Ashton against last year's runner-up Kirsty Hutchinson.
But to be fair, in the bottom of the draw, all four ladies are fancying that half of the draw and making the final, aren't they?
Absolutely.
100. Rian, you require 120.
O'Sullivan is fancying a three-figure checkout.
100. Dieter, you require 158.
Not to be this time, but almost.
$60. Rian, you require 20.
Double 10 to go within a leg of the match.
No score.
Uncharacteristic slip.
So now
Dieter, you
Dieter
require
back
98.
to Rianne, what she did to her just a few months ago. Still needs treble 19, still on. She's going to get one dart. It's one dart to steal this leg back.
Game shot and a third. Dieter Hedman.
These two trading blows, leg.
Fourth leg, it's Dieter to throw first. Game on.
Two proven winners, proving why they are at the top of women's darts. Dieter's not
60.
been near her best, you'd say, but she's still averaging around 77. Rianne in the low 80s.
43.
When you've got 77 with the darts, you can beat somebody in the low 80s if you've got the darts.
$60. 41.
The pressure in this leg is really all on Hedman because she's got the throw. And if she loses her own throw, she's then got to go and take it back off Rianne Sullivan for the next leg. So this has to be now. You know it as a player when you're putting your foot to that hockey. You know it has to be now. You don't want to take it down that last one.
100.
Good ton there from O'Sullivan, but not turned the throw right round as yet.
She's been very good in this game at picking off one big treble visit. Plenty of tons. As our Welsh referee, Gavin Roderick, done a sterling job this week. 1/5 of our very cosmopolitan refereeing team. Got Dutchman Marco Meyer, Dane Christian Sorensen, and a couple of Englishmen in Charlie Korstefin and Nick Rolls. We'll be seeing all of them donning their lovely tuxedos.
139.
Super visit there from Hedman.
60.
Throwing the pressure straight
Dieter, you require 98.
To Rianne O'Sullivan.
Well, a couple of minutes ago, 98 was checked out with one treble 19 tops.
Looks like going to do it the more conventional way. I think that's a single. So it'll be a single 20, don't bust.
58.
Yeah, just throw as high as possible.
And last time she had 3 darts at a double Dita, she messed it up a little bit.
100.
And didn't read the script, so...
Dita, you require 40.
Once again, Rhian O'Sullivan sat there on 76 in a menacing position.
$20.
Dita Hedman has missed 3 darts for the
Rhian, you
set.
require 76.
And here we go again with O'Sullivan.
Game shot and a forfeit.
Absolutely brutal from Rhian O'Sullivan.
Fifth leg is Rhian to throw first. Game on.
They always say in darts, the easiest thing to do is hit a double when your opponent has missed before you, but it's allowing the risk of the opponent having to go before you ever go.
All 4 legs in this set have gone against the throw.
100.
So who won the darts in the last one? I'll tell you who.
140.
Even though they've all gone against the throw, you would still take the throw in that last leg.
Yeah, it's maybe something that Dita can cling to. The fact that she's successfully broken Rhian twice already. But she can't keep relying on her opponent messing up.
22.
She's got to make inroads herself. And that 22 might prove to be the fatal blow.
85. $100.
Could go bull with the last start, but she decides to stay up.
You feel she must hit a treble here. Otherwise, you're relying on your opponent
59
to make mistakes, and that's going to be the way of things by the look of it.
83.
Once again, picking off 1 treble 20.
That was a big one, Dan. That is a big treble 20 in the circumstances. Hedman now just must leave her a chance. She's got to stay straight here with the last.
100.
She does. She leaves a hittable 120. So.
52. Dita, you require 120.
You feel that this has to go.
Disaster for Dita.
40. Rhian, you require 40.
Match darts for Rhian O'Sullivan.
Game.
And
Shot.
she takes it first time of asking.
Rhian O'Sullivan.
And for the 4th time in her career, Rhian O'Sullivan is a Lakeside semi-finalist. And look what it means to her. An absolute masterclass, an exhibition, if you like, on doubling. Super performance. Disappointment for Dita, whose quest for a maiden world championship continues. But Rhian O'Sullivan is a serious contender. She has beaten Dita Hedman by 2-0.
disappointment for Data Hardman as Rhianna O'Sullivan runs away with that game set match here in Lakeside for the 2023 CT1 WDF World Championships quarterfinals. Well, what a match for Rhianna O'Sullivan, absolutely running away with that. Data Hardman looked like she was starting to make a comeback, but it was just all about Rhianna this morning, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but that set, Dita actually, she stayed out and had a little practice on the board in between, and she started the set so well, but she had twice in the first 4 legs where she had 3 darts at a double to take the leg and missed it, and Rhianna jumped back in with those mid-range shots. That 78 was a big one. You heard her give it the scream, and I think that was probably the end of the game right there. Rhianna knew she was going to take the set then. And
this is revenge for that Scottish Open final they had last year. Rhianna, she really looks to be coming into form in terms of where she's at this point in her career. She will face now the winner of Bo Greaves or USA outsider Paula Murphy in that semi-final. It could be a very tough match ahead for her in the semis, couldn't it?
Absolutely, but I think she would have seen the draw come out. She'd have looked at the draw and thought, how far can I get in this draw? And she'd have looked at it saying, I can make the semi-finals here, and then we'll see what happens, and we'll see if Bo does her bit and makes to the other half, because that's the way that you look at it as a player. And then when you get up there and you're the underdog and Bo's the favourite maybe, or if she gets through, which is likely, but you don't know, you know, you think that I'm the underdog and so I've got nothing to lose.
Indeed, and you saw Rhianna here last year where she was in that semi-final, didn't quite make the final. How much improvement do you think you've seen from her? Is she a better overall player in 2023?
I think it's about mental improvement. It gets to the point where, yeah, you can throw the darts and you do the tons and you do the shot outs, but it's doing it in those big situations where you're really under pressure. And she started to do that more and more, and we saw it again in this game with Dita Hedman. She did that. There were moments that game could have got away from her, and she came up trumps and saved herself when she needed to. And that's what I would take into the next game as a positive.
And as you mentioned, Dita, well, she has won everything there is to win in darts except for this championship, pretty much. How will she be feeling after crashing out in the quarterfinals?
The problem is she wants it so bad. I think there's a dart playing public out there that absolutely adore Dita, who want it so bad for her as well. And it's getting to the point where the pressure is getting so much to do it, you wonder, will she ever do it?
Okay, well, let's look ahead to our next matchup this afternoon here in Lakeside. It is, of course, the men's quarterfinals, and we have action up next with Dennis Nilsson and Wesley Plaisier. So that is Sweden against Holland for you. And Wesley, what a breakout year for him. He won the World Masters. How has he been looking to you so far this week, first of all?
Well, once you win one of the big ones, whether it be the World Masters, the World Championship, whatever, you grab a new sort of belief in your own ability. Once you start getting to the bottom end of those, you then start thinking, I can do this all the time. And Wesley has just been absolutely superb all year. Without Andy Bartons being around, I think, you know, Wesley would have been the name this week.
He is seeded 5th, Wesley. So what do you expect of this matchup? It's going to be quite tough for Dennis, isn't it?
There are two players who play totally different games. Dennis is a slow and steady. He's got a rhythm that's slow. I say slow, deliberate, because I'm a slow player, so I'll call it deliberate. I don't think I'm slow. But yes, no, and that makes it difficult to beat. If he stays his rhythm, it will take Wesley a little time to get on top of what Dennis is doing. But the way that Wesley's been playing all year, he won't worry about any of that. He knows he's got the darts to back up his thoughts. And that's the secret here. You've got to be confident coming in. And confidence he will have after winning that World Masters. Only 33 years old. Long career ahead of him. Is this the start of a new great chapter for Wesley Plaisier? I think so. I think that he is an outstanding dart player. There's no two ways about it. And when he's up there, he doesn't seem to think about anything, worry about anything. And for me, if you can do that as long as you can for a dart player, you're going to continue to win titles and games. So will that be enough for him to win today? Probably. I think he'll be the favourite today without doubt. But how does he handle being that favourite?
Exciting times ahead for Wesley Plaisier. Can he continue his breakthrough run of the last few months as he takes on Sweden's Dennis Nilsson after the break?
Ladies and gentlemen, we now begin the men's quarterfinals here at the 2023 CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship, played over the best of 7 sets. And we welcome to the stage, first of all, the former Vilnius Open and Swedish Open champion from Sweden, the strongman, Dennis Nilsson. His opponent is the reigning Antwerp Open champion, the reigning Winmau World Masters champion from the Netherlands, Wesley Plaisier.
We move over to the men's tournament for the first quarter-final. Dennis Nilsen, one of just 2 unseeded players left in the draw, alongside the New Zealander Johnny Tarter. He probably came through the tensest match of the tournament so far, at least it was in round 2, when he just about overcame James Hurrell, a last leg decider. And then it was Alexander Merckx, his latest victim, where particularly after the break, he went berserk on the doubles. It was a truly clinical display from someone who's been around darts for a long time now. He is a really good player. But Wesley Plysier is a platinum tournament winner on the WDF circuit, a World Masters champion around about this time last year when he defeated Barry Copeland. He has made his name not just on this circuit but on the PDC as well. Missed out on a place at the European Championship by countback, despite not even having a tour card. He has got some serious ability, and it is a real clash of the styles because, as you mentioned in punditry, Scott, Dennis Nilsen, not a slow player, a deliberate player, is going up against a speedy Dutchman. Whose pace do you think the game will drift more towards?
I think Wesley has the capabilities of playing however.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Whether Dennis is really quick or really sort of deliberate. He kind of does his own thing, Wesley, to be fair. Dennis isn't going to change anything that he's done all week, except hopefully, you know, he probably got more confidence now. He's got some games under his belt.
97.
And once you're in, you're really in the tournament now at the quarter-final stage, and you know what you're doing and how you're playing and what your numbers are for the week, and you know that you're comfortable,
91.
or whether you were comfortable or not in the game before. So it's all about that, really. I think mindset in this position, particularly early doors, as we saw with the last game with Dieter Hedman and Rhian O'Sullivan, it's so important. That those early couple of legs are so important.
Yeah, it's a matchup between 2 big burly figures. They look like they'd be a handy pair of props on a rugby pitch. I know Dennis Nilsen was a former strongman back in the day. Don't think Wesley had fared too bad at that. But they're on the hockey now.
83.
A match that Plysier would probably have welcomed, looking at the draw, because Dennis does come in as an unseeded player, but he's gone about his business in a steady fashion. Got a win against Jordan Brooks in round 1. Brooks played really poorly. Dennis didn't play too much better, but he was too strong for him.
140.
Then that aforementioned Hurrell match, he raised the average to 90.3 against Alexander Merckx, so the signs are good. There has been incremental improvement.
Yeah, nobody won the trophy in the first round, 100 average, mate. I'm telling you, it's the way to do it. Gradually progress as you go through, improve.
$97. Wesley, you require 40.
That's for a breaker throw then. Plays yet. Double top.
Just underneath. And that's exactly what he does. A breaker throw for Wesley Plysier in the very first leg.
14 dart leg as well. Lovely to settle you down.
Yeah, one thing he has proven in his couple of games so far is that he does have gears he can go through. He's put under pressure by Rhys Colley first up, British Open champion, but the last 2 sets saw Wesley run off into the distance.
100.
He wasn't put under enough pressure by James Richardson in a straight sets win.
Thing we're going now out to best of 7 sets is that you don't have to panic if you lose that first set. There's no panic needed. You've just got to hold yourself together.
100.
Well, the scoring was very good from Dennis Nilsen in his previous match, and doesn't seem to have deserted him.
98.
It's Friday afternoon crowd here at the Lakeside. Appreciate that. 180. It was all the cards were up. Brilliant stuff.
100.
Yeah, it's Nick Rolls, the man on the mic, the big boss man of the WDF. And all the team have done an absolutely wonderful job this week. They've made this tournament very, very special.
Dennis, you require 121.
He wanted this last time. And he's going to get a shot at double 18.
Game shot. And the
break straight back from Dennis Nilsson. What a response.
Third leg is Dennis to throw first. Game on.
Indeed it was. And that settles you down as well. As Plazier didn't have anything to think about, he has now.
100.
The extension of the format means that there are going to be 2 breaks in this match after the second set and after the fourth.
100.
The time of the tournament when players' stamina as well as their ability is tested.
Well, some of the older viewers and old men like me will remember that obviously the last 16 used to be best of 7 sets back in the day, when there was only 32 players qualified.
140.
Nowadays it's more global, far more global, and we can see by what's left in the last 8 here. Unusual for there not to be an Englishman.
60.
Yeah, Martin Turner, the last Englishman to fall, losing out to the proud Ulsterman Neil Duff, looking to win the tournament 2 years in a row.
125.
Nice visit there from Plazier. Well, he's definitely turned the throw round now with that big score. Nilsson really needs that treble 20.
85.
Oh, nicely done.
Wesley, you require 136.
Wrong side of the wire.
Lateral drift there for Plazier.
77.
Bit
Dennis,
like that as well. Breaks the fourth wall, gives the camera a look.
Wesley, you require 59.
So it'll be regulation 19 for double top here. No other real way to do it.
49.
And that big shot from Dennis Nilsson
Dennis,
has that made
66.
Plazier think a little bit when he got to the double there. So 66 for Nilsson. Should get one now. Tops it is.
46.
So Plazier will tidy up now, you would think.
Wesley, you require 10.
He's got the option to split. May choose 2 double 4, but I think he's going straight for it.
5.
He'll be wishing he had split now.
Dennis, you require 20.
This is the longest leg of the match so far, but surely he'll get put to bed here. Yes, it does.
Game shot and a third leg. Dennis Nilsson. Fourth leg is
That's
Wesley
his
throwing
trademark
first.
celebration. Just turns to his side and gives something or someone a glance.
85.
It's a bit of a strong man thing, I think. I think he probably used to do that when he was picking up those big boulders and putting them on the top of those beer barrels, and back in his days as a strongest man, where he finished second in Sweden.
60.
Sweden's strongest man back in 2002.
I wouldn't like to be on the receiving end of one of those glances.
I always say, hello, how are you, sir, to him.
60.
It's just the safest way.
Though I am reliably informed by our social media man inside the WDF podcaster, Andrew Sinclair, that he is a gentle giant, a lovely guy.
130.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. He's been a friend of mine for a long, long time now. Been travelling to Sweden many years, and he's always there.
140.
The Crowd wanted it filled up. Well, 140 will do. Never played each other before of Dennis and Wesley. Dennis tends to concentrate most of his darts in Scandinavia. Certainly got the ability to go further afield.
100. Wesley, you require 132.
Yeah, he definitely has, and he's had that for a long time now.
60. Dennis,
like you say, Wesley Frazier has had one hell of a year. Last time he played me, it was over one leg in a World Cup team final.
96. Wesley, you require 72.
Tops for 2-all.
Game shot.
That's better.
And
that's pretty much what he did to me in that team final. We were on the last leg.
Fifth leg, it's Dennis to throw first.
8-7 to the Dutch, 9 being the win, and he had the throw and turned me over nice and comfortably. And it just shows how far he's come in a year since winning that World Masters title this time last year.
$125.
Superb last start there from Dennis.
$58.
Winner of this game could face either the #1 seed Andy Bartons, who's dominated this circuit all year, or the perhaps unfancied Johnny Tarter in that match.
21.
Disaster for Dennis Nielsen there. That was in the treble 20 and out and on the floor. Just at the wrong time. Frazier is not going to let that up.
100.
Though it was only a ton, it's got him back in the leg, and this is such a vital leg. Dennis just over holding on to him at the minute, dragging that one down, but a lovely recovery with those two. Big darts here in the first set. And he's coming straight back at him. Is it a 180? It is indeed.
180. Dennis should require 100.
First 180 to put the pressure on Dennis Nielsen.
Big dart.
But Dennis Nielsen responds.
The big man takes it. What a dart that was. What a 100 shot. Under massive amounts of pressure.
Wesley to throw first.
And he's pleased about that. Quite rightly so. So would I have been.
140.
Dennis Nielsen has always done the right things at the right time in this tournament. I go back to that clash with James Hurrell in the penultimate leg. Hurrell had just hit a 180. Nielsen then takes out 1-2-1 on the
60.
ball and goes on to win the last leg.
Timing in darts is everything.
100.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to be the flashiest player. You don't necessarily need to hit the most 180s. You hit the right shots at the right time, you're going to win a lot of matches.
100.
And that's what Dennis has made a career out of doing.
This stage of the competition is about which player can break the other player's heart. Whose heart can stay in the longest.
Wesley, you require 161.
He must not go away.
Treble 17 is the shot.
87.
Fairly comfortable legs so far for Wesley.
Not
so much now.
Wesley, you require 74.
Yeah, here comes Dennis Nielsen.
Steps across.
It's a little too close for Tops for comfort, that one.
34.
More of a blocker than a help.
Dennis, you require 116.
Needed to be an inch or two down on that.
Double 18.
98.
Oh, that was a big moment.
Wesley, you require 40.
Wesley gets another chance, and this time he won't have a dart in the way.
Game shot.
And because of that, he puts it straight in.
Wesley plays it.
It's always a difficult shot to approach is 60 with two darts in hand, because if you go too high, it blocks the tops. If you go too low, you run the risk of busting. So you've got to be. It's one of the most difficult shots in that range, you'd say, particularly if your darts stand up.
Absolutely, and we've got players throwing what is called the flatty, where they hold the dart in a different place. You hold the dart right at the front, so that dart goes in the single 20 flat. Owen Bates is doing it at the moment. I think Daryl Gurney's been doing it for a while. There's a few players that are throwing the flatty, and that leaves the double top bed sort of wide open. But I wouldn't advise you to go and try that in a league match tonight down the dog and duck. It's something you have to practice, because the dart does react so differently by holding the dart right at the very front.
Yeah, I believe it is Daryl Gurney who, we can say, trademarked it, and a lot of players are looking to follow. But you know, if you're changing the way you grip the dart, it's unnatural. So you've got to practice, and practice makes perfect.
.93.
And they are pretty long darts that Wesley uses as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah, which says, come on, I'm going to stick up in the air. That's the way, and very front heavy as well. So its natural arc in the air will be the angle it arrives at the board.
.60. Dennis, you require 110.
So he missed 116 with one dart in his hand with the last thing. Now he's missed 110.
Wesley, you
How different would this set look if Nielsen would have hit those two doubles? But now it's Plaisier's chance. 156. Oh, the first one's nice. Second one a bit adrift again.
82. Dennis, you require 32.
Double 16 for Dennis.
And
this one goes in.
And the second leg.
Nicely done. Used the first dart perfectly there. Lovely position first dart. Used it to his advantage. Levels the setup.
180.
There'll be no worries here from Dennis. It's on the Plaisier throw. It's when they start hitting 180s on your throw.
100.
It's when the alarm bells start ringing.
.81.
And also a 180, most players will tell you, and pundits will tell you, 180 is only as good as what you back it up with as well.
.100.
Yep. Trebles for show, doubles for dough. Oh. We'll get that old adage out of the way early on.
I was going to say some old fella that was, wasn't it? From back in the day.
134.
Can he break his back in this venue? I think jumping off the oppie or something. What a game. I hope you're watching, Bobby. I know that, or Uncle Bo, as I call him.
60.
Hope you're enjoying the darts, mate.
106.
If he was here, he'd be saying, may the darts be with you.
74.
The dart's not quite with Wesley there, but it's a long way in front of Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis will just be throwing a couple of darts here and
100.
Just getting himself ready for the next leg, really.
32.
A couple of sighters. I know that sounds really daft, but that's how we think.
Game shot and the third leg.
And Wesley Plazier wins a leg in this match for the first time, not on top.
Fourth leg is Dennis to throw first.
Double 16 is
Game on.
desired double this time.
$140.
Tidy start there from Nielsen.
140.
It's been quietly an excellent standard so far. Both players mid-90s averages.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's not a lot of peacockery going on at the minute. It's just a genuine game of darts. Two fellas having a good go at it.
Highest average we've seen in the tournament still belongs to Andy Barton's. His 3-0 whitewash of Sebastian Białecki in round 2. And then he averaged the same, just a few percentage points lower against Gary Stone. That was a classic encounter.
100.
Yeah, it really was. Gary Stone didn't do a lot wrong in that game. He'll feel that he did a lot wrong, but he didn't.
101. Dennis, you require 161.
Just needs to lay up. Might look at the ball to leave a two-darter.
46.
What he did do, but it's an unfortunate slip.
$84. Dennis, you require 115.
Treble 19. Leaves double 19. Dennis just checking.
77. Wesley, you require 132.
This would be a big shot for the set. He's off now. Oh, that's needed to be straight.
52. Dennis, you require 38.
He's choosing to split for double 16.
He was successful with his second dart on this last time out.
Game shot
Successful
and the
with the second dart as well.
Dennis Nielsen. Fifth leg, it's Wesley to throw
Same
first.
equation.
Game on.
And now Wesley has to hold, otherwise he faces a two-set deficit going into the first break.
60.
This is when the nerves are jangling here. Particularly with him being one set down as well. Dennis will be thinking, just score.
100.
Don't worry about the end of the leg, just score for the first three darts. Break the game down.
Well, this is unfamiliar for Wesley as well, because he's not been behind at any point in this tournament.
101.
Reece Colley took a set off him to level the game up at 1-all, but then Wesley cleaned up, and it was a straight sets win against James Richardson.
Here we go. Dennis Nielsen here.
140.
Good start, ton of 140 against the throw. Plazier has to come back with something here.
100.
Well, when a ton's not enough, you know your opponent's throwing well. And again, the old T word.
140.
Doesn't feel it, but it's great timing.
That time means that Plazier stays in touch.
Treble 17. Bullseye for a two-set lead.
I think he's going to... Oh.
96.
I looked at him there and I thought for a split second he was going to 10 that up. He looked at the 10. He didn't look at the bullseye. He looked at the 10. And then we went off his eyes. Good stuff from the spotter there.
It would have been a risky move.
100. Dennis, you require 25.
So, 8-8 for a 2-set lead.
Shot.
And he
and the
hits it.
second set.
He is
Dennis
confidently
Nilsson.
going around his business here, Dennis Nilsson.
Dennis Nilsson looking like a man on a mission, wanting to get to his first World Championship semi-final, and he's got off to the perfect start as well. Wesley Clysier has got some thinking to do. He has got to try and recover this deficit. Dennis Nilsson leads 2-0.